Assalamu alaikum, ladies, and welcome to our podcast, Big Sis Spills the Tea, where we keep it real and give your aunties something to talk about. My name's Aneesa. I'm the founder of Covered Marketplace.
Assalamu alaikum. And I'm Maryam. I am the social media manager at Covered Marketplace.
So we hope you enjoyed our first podcast. We know it wasn't perfect, but inshallah we'll make it better every time, and we'd love to hear from you. So let us know what topics you'd love us to discuss. It can be anything. So leave us a comment in the comment section below, send us a DM, and let us know what topics you'd love us to talk about.
So we've got our coffees here with us and cinnamon rolls from Cinelab. It's like a new concept of cinnamon rolls in UAE. You guys need to try it. They're so good.
Yeah, I second that. They're delicious. So today we want to talk about our personal modesty journeys. So when we started to wear the hijab, and were we always modest? Was it always a part of us? So Maryam, would you like to start on your modesty journey?
So when it comes to my modesty journey, I think I always grew up around the hijab. So I went to an Islamic school at around, I'd say, third grade. I was in an Islamic school, so it was part of the uniform. So it wasn't really something that it was like a turning point in my life where I started wearing hijab. I didn't used to wear it outside school that much, but I think there was like one moment when I went to Pakistan, and then I had a cousin. It was her wedding, and she wore the hijab because it's not really that common for Pakistani brides to wear the hijab.
Definitely.
So she wore the hijab, and I found that really beautiful and inspiring. And she had so much noor on her face. I was around 14 at that time, and I found that really beautiful. So when we came back, we had this tradition like all of the cousins would come to UAE because they're from Canada. So after that, they would all come to UAE, and then we would have like a little tour kind of thing in UAE. So when they came here, she was here as well. So I just started wearing the hijab. I was inspired by her. I started wearing it outside of school and the occasional friends, and I took it more seriously. And at that point, I was like wearing it all the time. But I think when it comes to like the actual, when I started like relating to it more and finding the value in it was when I went to university. When you go to university, I was in an all-girls school, and it was like, it was like an environment that I was always in growing up. And then when you go to university, a lot of the environment changes, and you meet a lot more.
True.
Yeah, and then you'll meet like a lot more different types of people. I think when you're in school, everyone's like similar, And then I met a lot of different types of people, and then it's also more of a mixed environment. So I didn't really know how to like conduct myself. It's not like I wasn't really doing anything that inappropriate.
But I've heard that from a lot of girls that have been to girls' schools, that when they actually mixed with the other gender, they found it so difficult.
Yeah. So when I went there, I wanted to obviously, and it's not even about like, it's not like you're thinking of getting approval from anyone, but it is like you see all these girls and they're so dressed up and stuff, and then you also want to dress up. So
you start questioning.
I didn't really feel that great in how I was dressing up. So like I started trying more fashion, and in my head it was like, okay, I am wearing the hijab, so it's fine. Like I didn't really think that I was deliberately doing something wrong. But I started wearing like shorter jackets on top, and then like there's this mom jeans trend and stuff. I was wearing like tucked in tops, like the trend, right? So I was wearing outfits like that, and then I was also wearing turban and stuff. Obviously, like when something doesn't look modest, you do know. Like I did know that I'm not
the
dressing
back of
modest.
our head, we know.
If like my figure is visible and stuff, I knew. So I think there was like around my third year, I was struggling a lot emotionally as well. And I lost some family members and stuff, and that at that time I was struggling a lot emotionally. And then I made some wrong decisions in my life at that time. And at that point, and my grades were really bad. And at that point, I was thinking to myself that, there's something that needs to change. Like I don't know my values anymore, and they're kind of loose now. So at that point, I started like reconnecting with Deen and praying, and I was like getting up for tahajjud for like I think a year every single day. Modesty came with it. It wasn't like
Yeah.
a decision that I was like, okay, you know, I'll start dressing more modestly. It wasn't about that. But when you connect with religion and you strengthen your
Yeah, all
values,
the everything comes together, doesn't it?
exactly,
Yeah,
modesty came with it, because when you do that, you realize, like, you know, you're not going to live for other people, and
yeah,
you don't really seek that approval as much.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it wasn't just about that, but it was also about, like, I was like, okay, like, you know, I started, and you also start seeing the beauty in abayas and stuff. I didn't have, like,
yeah,
my mom doesn't wear abayas and stuff,
yeah.
and I didn't have anyone around me who was wearing abayas, and, you know, just like my friend. So I wanted to, like, learn more about
Yeah, but the
that. And
company you keep is also such a huge factor.
yeah, actually,
Yeah,
when it comes to that, I have two friends. You know, Fatma and
yeah,
Zainab.
yeah,
I
yeah,
always mention them because they would wear hijab in such a nice way.
yeah,
And at that point, I also started, like, they were friends with me for a long time, but I wasn't that close. And we started getting closer as well. And every time I would be with them, you know, I was able to talk about these things that I was
yeah,
feeling.
yeah.
And
And it
when,
doesn't make them lose their identity. Like one of them's so bubbly and the other
yeah,
one's like a bit calmer.
yeah,
But
exactly.
like just because they wear niqab doesn't mean they can lose their
Yeah,
identity.
at
Like
that time, they didn't wear niqab.
yeah.
But at that time, even, like, seeing them wear, like, you know, the
Like the
abaya and
hijab,
hijab
yeah,
in
yeah.
that beautiful, like, they used to
Yeah.
wear it in,
Like confidently. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And they always used to love it. Like, even the
Yeah.
way they wear niqab, they love it so much.
Yeah.
So I
So
think seeing
beautiful.
that, it
Yeah.
really, like, it also inspired me a lot. And
Mm.
I started asking them questions,
Yeah.
even about niqab. I always ask them questions and stuff about, how do
Yeah.
you do this? How do you feel?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's, like, basically a summary of my
Yeah.
journey. And I think I'm not saying that I'm perfect. There's
Mm.
still things that, you know, I know that I don't do perfectly when it comes to hijab and stuff. But
But I think that's the beauty of like hijab and modesty, the fact that we are questioning ourselves.
yeah,
And sometimes when we're not in the right environment, we do feel guilty after.
yeah,
Like
that's
we
true.
think like
And
that
that's the
wasn't
blessing.
necessary,
Yeah,
like for us to
exactly.
be there, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think it's a blessing from Allah that we're actually reflecting and
Yeah.
questioning ourselves.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, so my story is a bit, well, not longer, but you know, I'm a mother, so I've been through more
Yeah.
different experiences in my
Yeah,
life.
of course.
So, but yeah, for me, growing up, I grew up in the Muslim household. Islam was always a big part of our life, and I wasn't ever pressured to wear the hijab, and I didn't go to a girls' school for most of my life. I went to in year 7. I was in a girls' school in London, but that was the only year. And then after that, I moved to another city. So then I changed school. But year 7 was actually the year that I started wearing the hijab, because one of my close friends, I remember her name was Hajar, and she was Palestinian. She wore the hijab. Her mum was also very modest. You know, she also wore the hijab. So I got very close with her, and I started wearing the hijab, and I made a decision at that time. I think I was about 12, 11 or 12. That time that I will wear the hijab and I'll keep it on. And I remember some family members, like they were very proud of me,
Yeah.
but they didn't take it so seriously because I was young.
I know,
So,
it's the same thing with me.
so they would say like, "Oh, it's amazing that you're wearing the hijab." They will never discourage me,
Yeah.
but they will just make it not that serious. So they would say like, "You don't need to wear it always, but it's good you're trying," you know. But
Yeah, I get
even
it.
from that age, I was very like headstrong in when I made decisions. I would stick
Yeah.
to them. So since then, I've been wearing the hijab, alhamdulillah. And yeah, throughout school, I kept my hijab on. I always dressed quite modestly. Anyway, I think for me, the change really happened um, as I got a bit older, and in certain like business environments.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll share more later on, maybe in other podcast series, but I won't say too much about everything. But I think for me, it's like in business environments, fitting in with my hijab. So my hijab was always there, but it would change. Like I would wear turbans or have sometimes have like some hair out, you know, like at the front.
Basically like me in university.
Yeah. So just to fit into these certain environments, because there was a lot of like women that were dressing very lavishly and looking beautiful and confident and all of that, you know. And so I guess, I don't know if it was intimidating, but I don't know, it's just maybe I just wanted to fit into the environment.
Yeah, I think that happens when it comes to like, you know, career and professional side.
Yeah.
And there's also a lack of, you know, that kind of really nice modest fashion.
Yeah.
In that.
I had somewhat like a leadership role within the environment. So people were kind of looking to me, but I don't know why I was trying to fit in, you know? But there was a lot of factors, to be honest, which inshallah we can discuss another time. But like we were discussing about that feeling of guilt, it was always there, and it used to make me really upset, like when I would think about it, like just because I'm getting involved in these environments, I'm doing these little things like showing my neck and a little bit of hair, like does it really matter? Like, do I really need to be doing that? I wouldn't really question myself sometimes, but like when I would sit down and really think about it, then I would really like question myself, and it would make me feel horrible. Like I would feel so upset. And then as time went on, I just realized like I kind of distanced myself from those environments, and alhamdulillah, it made me closer to Allah. And now, like since about a year and a half ago, I still used to sometimes wear like turban with a high neck, you know, but since then I decided that I don't want to like wear the turban style anymore. So from that moment, I haven't, like for the past year and a half, I haven't wore the hijab like that. So like there's no need to show a bit of neck, or
I think that's where like approval comes in. Like I know it's like a thing that you're not dressing for anyone else, you're dressing for yourself, but when you feel confident in showing more, why do you feel confident? You know, because there is
we're looking for that validation from someone else.
Even if you don't say it, you do. You
like,
are.
We're looking for that, like, oh, you look so nice today, or, you know.
Exactly.
And we're just like, and it's not really necessary. Like, if you know that like Allah is with you, like why do you need someone to tell you look nice today?
Exactly.
Like, they're not going to do anything for you, are they really? But Allah is, and Allah will always be there for you, so it doesn't really make a difference. And like even wearing the hijab, I don't know if I should say properly, but I don't know what the right word is, because everyone has a journey. So like
I wouldn't ever say like, you know, when I'm talking about turbans and stuff, I wouldn't ever say that if I see someone I would think wrong. Because I am grateful for the journey. I'm grateful I went through that phase.
Like it's, you can't say like it's wrong, because I wouldn't put someone down for the stage that they are in their journey.
Exactly,
we all know like where we're going and where we want to be. Like so for example, even like with wearing a turban and having a bit of hair out, your dress sense changes. Like you're not as modest as you would be if you fully covered your neck and your hair, you know.
I agree.
So like you said, it's an all-rounder. Even now, even for that reason, sometimes like if you wear makeup and you don't want to do wudu, but is it really worth it? Like I don't really care anymore.
That's actually one part that I did not
Yeah.
mention as much. Like, I
Yeah.
used to never ever go to university without makeup.
Really?
Yeah, like I could never not wear lipstick. Like
Yeah,
my
yeah.
friends and I used to joke about this. Like I had a friend. She used to say like the watchman has never seen me with that eyebrow. I was like, he's never seen me without lipstick. Like we would never step out of the house. But like when I started like being more modest, I was like, you know what, like why? And I felt so
Exactly.
nice, like just going outside bare skin.
Exactly. It's so
Yeah.
nice, like not thinking about what other people think of you and just being
Yeah.
confident in yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we're all human beings. We have low times and we have
Yeah.
times that we're more steadfast.
Yeah.
But as long as we're like questioning ourselves,
Exactly. Yeah.
that's the main thing, and that brings us back on track.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
So yeah.
100%. So if you could go back and give advice to your younger self at the start of your modesty journey, what would you say?
I would say to my younger self that I'm proud of you for making the decision to wear the hijab and to not care about what anyone thinks and just keep steadfast and do whatever pleases Allah, not what society tells you to do.
Yeah.
And what about you? What would you tell your younger self?
I think similar to you, I would say don't wear it for people because trends change and, your environment changes. And whatever your values are, you should stay steadfast to that. Because even now, I would say, like, I'm exploring a lot of new things. And sometimes when I am in environments, like I would say even like Pilates and stuff,
Yeah.
like you look at them and you're like, wow,
Yeah,
they
I
look
know.
great,
I know.
And I do feel a little bit like,
Yeah.
but then it's like you have to not care what other people think.
Exactly,
And you
yeah.
have to think of yourself that you are different and that's your strength. You're
Yeah.
not different and that's your weakness.
Yeah. And when you do things that don't align with your values, it doesn't make you feel good.
Exactly, yeah.
It makes you feel really low.
Yeah.
So alhamdulillah for our hijab and our modesty journeys.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, amazing. So let's go to the final segment of our podcast and do the quick fire round. Maryam, we'll do the quick fire round for you this time.
Yeah, sure. I'm ready.
All right. So coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Hoodie or abaya?
Abaya. But depends on the situation.
Pop-up events or online drops?
Online drops.
Long walks or a quick gym session?
Gym session.
Oversized tote or a mini bag?
Oversized tote.
Shooting content alone or with a friend?
Depends on the content, but I think with a friend, way more convenient.
Planning or going with the flow?
Planning.
A morning person or a night owl?
Morning person.
Shopping online or in store?
It depends, but online.
Yeah. Instagram posts or stories?
Stories, because I can like share like small things,
Yeah, it's more intimate.
Yeah.
Writing notes or a digital planner?
Writing notes, I think.
Oud or vanilla scents?
Oud, but light oud.
Yes, can be quite strong.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of Big Sis Spills the Tea. We hope you enjoyed getting a closer look into our modest journeys, the challenges we've faced, and the bigger vision we're working towards. If this resonated with you, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Covered Marketplace. Check out our website at www.coveredmarketplace.com to explore the brands and communities we're building together. And of course, we'd love to hear from you. So share your thoughts, tag us, or drop us a message with what you'd like to hear in the next episode. Until then, that's it from your big sis. See you next time, inshallah. Bye.